I had to go back to the hardware store because the chain that came with the lift won't fit on that stud at all. Gotta buy another chain. This one will fit. I'm gonna hook this up, I'm gonna take some pressure off and get the engine stand out. See that? Engine hoist. Today's the day we're putting the motor in. I got high hopes for it. We're gonna find out. Let me show you how we're gonna do it. 4.7 comes with 2 of these bolts. They go right here in the head. You screw them down and you attach the engine hoist to it. Put a couple of screws on, nuts on top of that. I picked up, it doesn't come with them, so I picked these up at Harbor Freight, or not Harbor Freight, I'm sorry, Ace Hardware. I don't know what size that is, but they're M12. This is a 175 pitch or 1.75 pitch. I'm not 100% sure if that's the right one because it's pretty loose. I think it'll be okay if you get that on there nice and tight and you get it torqued and it's not on there. I think it'll be okay. We're gonna find out. I had to go back to the hardware store because the chain that came with the lift won't fit on that stud at all. Gotta buy another chain. This one will fit. I'm gonna hook this up, I'm gonna take some pressure off and get the engine stand out. Well, I guess it's gonna hold. Well, didn't break yet. And now we got to put the back of the engine back together. So the rear main seal, the backing plate, and the flex plate. So this part right here, see the difference? This part goes inside the motor. And then you just try to knock it in there even. They have tools for that, but I don't have one.
Can't smell it?
No. Yeah, see, they don't line up unless you get it just perfect. Right there. Nope. Nope. Right there. They were right. Only goes on one way. That's cool. Hear that? Only goes on one way, you guys. You don't have to worry about marking it. We're gonna put the bolts into the flywheel now. The book shows right around here what to start with. Basically, it's how you tighten a tire, you know, opposites. And you got to put some blue Loctite on it. So that's where we're heading now. Blue Loctite and a 40 foot-pounds. This is a 17. Remember, we're not torquing these down. We're just going to tighten them up. Be faster than doing a finger tight. Okay, let's just double check our 40 foot-pound torque spec. Okay, just if this is 1, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You just cross them like you do on a tire.
It almost be easier if you could take that, what is the radiator thing in the front.
Yeah, I wish I could take that out, but it's hardwired in with a whole bunch of other connections.
Right. Looks like it might strap on
Where are we at? Oh man, I wish that thing would go up a little bit faster.
You want me to do it?
No,
I can do it.
I forgot to sand those down a pool.
You sanded it down so it fits better?
No, just trying to get some of the rust and stuff off so it slides in easier. That's all. There's just these dowels. I just hope that engine doesn't fall. I'm not worried about the chain or anything. I'm worried about these engine studs right here. That's what they're for, but man, they
You need help with anything?
no, because I don't. Would you please not stand close to that engine? I don't want you to get hurt. I don't trust those. I don't trust these at all. I don't know how much this engine weighs, but I bet it weighs at least 600 pounds.
The engine weighs 600 pounds?
At least.
What do you have to?
I'm just shining those little pegs up so they're easier to go in. Then we'll put a little grease on it.
There's some Crisco?
It's white lithium grease. No, they're just dowels. No.
Not yet. You're trying to lift above this.
Yep.
You might be able to get it now. Do you want to look?
Yeah, we'll try it. Go nice and slow. How does that look? Is it going?
Yeah, but it looks like it needs to go to the right. Can you just like push it over?
Yeah.
Well, tonight might have to be champagne.
Well, it's over. That's for sure.
Huh, Hanson?
Yeah, maybe. Get it over.
I'm looking like stuck on. It's not stuck on anything that I can see.
Yeah, that's what I
Transmission
was
filler
noticing.
holes.
I was noticing that too. That's why I just checked to see if it was plastic or rubber. Okay, softer.
We can move that.
Oh, I didn't know we could move it.
But you
Is
need
it
it.
over enough?
Okay.
Is it over enough?
Uh-huh. Let it go. It needs to come your way, so. There. Okay.
Got it?
Well, you see this?
Yeah.
It goes right in there.
Okay.
Okay? You're gonna let it down because it's gonna hit the firewall.
Yeah.
That's a nice looking engine.
Hold it.
Thanks.
Hold it. Hold it. It's catching on something. It's this. Can you lift it again for just a little? This is. There we go. Got it here.
Where?
This.
Oh.
And whatever hose this is. Well, the hose isn't keeping it from moving. So close.
I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. Ian?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're recording. I'm gonna lift it up and catty corner it.
So like push it to the side and drop it in.
Well, it's kitty cornered. Ian, can you push that engine stand in for a bit?
Where? Uh-oh.
It's all right.
It just goes back in.
Okay. Wires, we're gonna have to pull it out. Stop. Pull it back out.
Come here. Come here.
A little bit. What was that tore off? Insulation from the engine.
Yeah.
What else is in there? Anything?
No.
I was 100% sure I had this shit up out of the way. Well, seems to be holding. Okay, I'm gonna lower it down. Watch your fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at the wrong angle.
Yeah.
Jack it up a little bit. Okay, you can let it down now a little bit. Do you know how to do it?
Just like this, right?
No.
How do I let it down? This one?
No, it's like it's this switch right here, but you have to go really slow, like
Yeah, it's
turn
like
it.
a Hoyer. There you go.
I'm surprised that engine can pick up that Jeep. Let me hold this one. I'm so tired.
Good morning. It's a new day. Another day on Whiskey Juliet. I couldn't finish yesterday. I had an emergency, so I had to stop in the middle of stuff. Can't get that motor in anyway. Tell you what's happening. At least what I think is happening. Well, what I know is happening, but I think this is why I can't get my engine in. This has happened on both sides, but this is the engine mount here and where it goes. I don't know if you can see it, but There's plenty of room back there, but the back of the engine is hitting on the bell housing, the flex plate and stuff. So this can't get back far enough to go into this holes on both sides. And the engine needs to get, I mean, look at how it's tilted. And it even needs to get more tilted to fit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack this up out of here and I'm gonna take the motor mounts off. And I think that'll allow the engine to drop down far enough where I can push it all the way back. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Motor mount removal now. Good morning. It's Wednesday. I started this project Friday. Worked on it about 3 hours and had an emergency, so I couldn't finish it. Got up Saturday morning, started working on it, and 3 hours later, the engine hoist that I had rented, the hydraulics went out on it. So I couldn't really do a whole lot then either. So I started Friday, it's Wednesday, so Friday, Saturday. Saturday night, the sewer in the basement, the sewer system started backing up. So here's the thing. So I took the engine hoist back Saturday afternoon to the rental place. Well, they're closed, so I couldn't have done anything anyway. Sewer backed up Saturday night, spent Sunday trying to get that cleared out. Monday, I had patients, so I couldn't get off work early. Tuesday, I had patients, so I couldn't get off work early, so I took today off. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday, 6 days later, 6 hours later, and here we are. Engine still out of the Jeep. The manifold's on it just to keep the weather out of it and the dirt. Same with the valve cover, because I did take this off to try to help get it in because it kept hitting the transmission dipstick tube. And when we were putting it in, what was happening is the flex plate was catching on the bell housing and bent it. So here's what we've accomplished. Basically, we've accomplished scratching the hell out of the bell housing and not getting it put in. What I am going to do is we're going to put a whole bunch of lithium grease on these two I don't know, dowels or something, mounting dowels. This on both sides. I'm not sure the size of the bolt, but it's I don't remember what size of bolt nut socket you use, but if I can get it lined up and just get it threaded on each side right there, I think I can push it in, and then we can mount these 4 screws on the top. I don't know if you can see it on video, but the transmission's kind of kinked a little bit this way. I'm gonna see if I can lower it and put something under to try to tilt it a little bit more this way so those are level. Either that or maybe the engine, when we're jacking it up, I can line it up and set it off canter a little bit that way. I'm also going to figure out a way to attach this to keep it moving, because it would fall off these pins. I took it out and hammered it, tried to get it as straight as I could. It's still not straight, as you can see, but it's a lot straighter than it was. And then the guy over at Najjar Off-Road, I watched them put one of these in, and they had a strap on the front. So I'm going to put a strap here and then a strap on the chain from the engine hoist, and when I jack it up, it should tilt the engine and make this side come up a little bit, and hopefully it'll align better with that and we can get that in. I'm going to take this valve cover off again. That's definitely got to come off. if I can get the engine bolted to the bell housing and down on the motor mounts, I'm gonna call that a win. If I get that far, I'm gonna, if I can get the flex plate torque converter cover bolted on, the manifold on, the intake manifold on, and the starter in, I'm gonna call that a huge win. And that's what I'm gonna try for today. So I went back to the rental company this morning, got me another hitch or a hoist. They're cool. They didn't charge me for the weekend because their hoist broke. So there's Chris. When I get done lollygagging here, she's gonna help me do this. A lot of these guys that I've been reading that do it have 3 or 4 buddies helping them. I've got Chris. We got this. We're gonna get it tackled. Hi. It's been 2 weeks trying to put that engine in that Jeep, and here's what keeps happening. There's one place in my entire town that rents engine stands, and they have 3, and they're all broken. I didn't break them, but the 2 that I used did not work. The last engine stand I got, the day I took off work so I could put that motor in, you would hook the engine up to the engine hoist, jack it up, and as soon as you stop jacking, it would start to lower. And that was a week ago. They said, we'll get this fixed right away. We'll give you a call when it's done. That was a week ago. I haven't heard from them. I'm tired of waiting. That's 2 out of 3 engine stands that they had available. Well, it doesn't matter. It's just ridiculous. So I went and bought one at Harbor Freight Tools. It's the 2-ton. It was $269. I would watch for a coupon. I saw a coupon for it for $219, but it was expired 2 weeks ago. And I've got to get this done. So I went ahead and paid the $269 for it. I'm hoping that after I use it for this one, I can sell it or rent it out. $20 for 24 hours. If any of you need to rent a engine hoist, I've got one. And I might as well record me putting it together. Maybe we'll make a video out of that, since I can't make videos out of this Jeep yet. I'm still stuck on trying to work the bugs out on the assembly videos. Maybe this one will come out before that. Anyway, I'm hoping I can get that engine in soon. The weather's starting to turn. At night, it's starting to get cold. So it's going to be September in a few days. The days are getting short. It's time to get this Jeep done. So we'll do an unboxing of the engine stand, and maybe I'll put it together. And if anybody else buys an engine stand from Harbor Freight Tools and needs some help putting it together, maybe they can watch that video and it'll help them out. And it got really good reviews, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Most people gave it 5 stars, so hopefully it'll work out well. We'll see you in a bit. My poor engine, sitting there a week. I mean, it's just sitting there on the oil pan. I'm probably freaking screwed up the gasket on the oil pan because all that weight's just sitting on that oil pan. Anyway, I'm gonna try to put this together out here. There's no room anywhere else to do it, so there it is. I wonder if there's a weight on here. It says 2,000 pound max. I don't know, but let's unbox it and see what's in it. Sounds pretty bright. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna need a longer piece of chain. I mean, I was worried the boom wouldn't come down far enough to catch that motor because it was down so low, but this part, I'm gonna have to go buy a longer piece than that, because this, when I try to put it in this engine compartment, is gonna hit the firewall or the cowl. I need more room. I need more maneuvering room. So if I can get another foot with a hook on it, and I don't like this either, this little safety catch. It's catching on that chain. It's not good either. Anyway, I know where I'm at now. Just doing a little experiment here. Let's see if this thing will go up high enough to get this motor in. And it looks like maybe, but I can't go any longer on that chain or it won't go up high enough. Oh, it's too bad this engine hoist at the rental company didn't work out, but I think it'll make it. I think it'll make it. Hi. It's another day working on the Jeep. 2 hours now. And basically I haven't done anything with the Jeep. I've been trying to position that engine on the engine stand. Let me show you what I got going. So y'all know I got that engine stand last night. I put it together. Tried it out a little bit. It went up and in. However, on the front, we got to get the front up and the back down, and I was using a strap, tie down strap for that, and I couldn't get it. It just wasn't working out. I bought this at you know where a while ago for this project, and I wanted to take it back. I didn't want to have to use it, but I think I'm going to have to, and I think it's going to really help out. I've had to play with the length of the chain on both ends because we've got to get that engine down inside this firewall a good bit. And this, I mean, look how much that takes up, a lot of room. So I don't know if it's going to work or not, but that's where we're at now. I'm going to position the transmission for the best possible place I can get it for mounting that engine, and then we're going to go from there. And while I was messing around with the engine stand, I noticed this. You see that? It's broken. You know, this project was supposed to be fun. It's not being very fun right now. So I gotta replace that. Should I do it now or wait till I get the motor in? Yeah, will I ever get the motor in? The hoist isn't gonna work. Don't get me wrong, it's a good hoist. It jacked up my engine fine. There was a lot of control with letting the hydraulic pressure down so you could lower that engine down nice and slow. Nothing wrong with the hoist. It's just too small. I would suggest if you're going to get this hoist, it's a good hoist. It was easy to put together. It didn't take too long. It does what it says it's going to do, but it's not built for this Jeep motor. Let me show you. It's too short right here. Last night when we were trying to put this in, this was hitting the bumper right there, and this is all the way out, and the engine was it was closer obviously, but we were 2 to 3 inches away still. It's just not enough. So would I recommend the jack? Yeah. If you need a jack, if you need an engine jack, an engine hoist, yeah, I recommend this. I think it's good. I think it's worth the money. But not for this application. This would be, I would say, for more like a tuner car, or if you've got the body off the frame or something like that, it would work, but not for this application. So Harbor Freight's got another one. It's a 2-ton. The beam on it, the boom is a lot longer, like maybe a foot longer, so it would work. It's another $100. So I hope this helps you out if you decide you want to tackle buy that engine stand, engine hoist or not. Like I said, I recommend it. Here we are, new day, and putting the motor in again. But I think we're making progress. Let me show you what I got. So I was finally able to get engine hoist from the same rental company, but the guy went home and got his and he rented that to me, and it works good. This has been the key right here, being able to get that engine, front of that engine lifted up so it's basically at the same angle that the transmission's in, and we're close. I think we might get that in today. Hi, it's another day at my hobby prison, and that motor is still not in. Chris and I worked on that thing for 6-7 hours yesterday. The good news is we did get that engine put on, it attached to the bell housing. I'm struggling with getting it on the motor mounts, but the bell housing, we got it on the bell housing and I don't know, not even, maybe an hour. I'll tell you what, the trick was having a cherry picker engine hoist that actually worked. That was nice. Plus also having that ratchet strap on the front end to tilt that engine back. And then let me show you what I think the real trick was. This bolt, it's 3 inches. I think it was a 7/16 at a 150 pitch. I don't know, but it basically the same size bolt as the top starter bolt. And what I did is once I had that lined up, that hole between the engine block and the bell housing, I drove this in as far as I could get it, and that gave me a point where at least the motor was on the bell housing and it wouldn't move from that spot. And then it was just a matter of taking the, it's still down there, I don't think you can see it. Anyway, it was just a matter of manipulating the floor jack on the transmission and this engine hoist, and it was weird because once it all lined up, I mean, it just went right into place, and then all the bolts just went in really easy. That was really easy. What's happening now though is the motor mounts are giving me fits. Worked on these hours and hours yesterday. This motor mount's completely in. This bolt here cross-threaded, and the other bolt behind it cross-threaded. That was fun. So we had to go to the auto parts store, O'Reilly's, and I bought that and broke it, rethreading that, but it got in. So this one, this is the driver's side engine mount. It's completely in, and the passenger side engine mount will not go in. It's crooked in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's crooked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the Jeep off the jack stands. I'm going to manipulate the floor jack under the engine or under the transmission, hook this back up to the well, take the what am I saying? I'm gonna hook the cherry picker back up and get the weight on the cherry picker. Then I'm gonna loosen all of the bolts, not take them out. I'm gonna loosen them all so I can move this motor. It's not gonna move. It's not, you can't move it. So to try to get this engine mount in without being able to move this engine is not going to work. So I have to loosen up all of them. But I'm not taking them out. That was a pain in the ass. So that's where I'm at. Lower the Jeep, loosen up all the bolts, see if we can get this over here to mount. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a passenger side motor mount. It's the driver's side motor mount. They're in, baby. And and all we got to do is retighten the screws, and then, man, what a pain in the patootie, but it's done. What Chris suggests is that if you're gonna do this stupid shit, don't tighten down all the bolts before everything is in. But that's, whew, what a chore. This here represents approximately 17 hours, and we're far from finished. I think, well, let me just tell you, if a guy knew what he was doing, he had the proper equipment, didn't have to replace it, didn't make any stupid mistakes, I think you could at least get the engine mounted. I mean, just the engine block, motor mounts, and to the bell housing in maybe 2 hours. But I made a lot of mistakes. However, what we've got the manifolds in. Down underneath, we've got, I wish I could think straight. The flex plate is bolted to the torque converter. That I didn't show you a whole lot about putting this motor in because there's a lot of variables to it. There's no way in the world that how I did it was correct. I'd recommend the right tools, get a couple of friends, help you get it done. But that's not the way I did it. I did it the stupid way. So I didn't really show it a lot. I told you the tools I would recommend have. I did not say a floor jack, I'm not sure, but you're definitely gonna need a floor jack. You're definitely gonna need a working hoist. A good set of hand tools and a couple of buddies. You should be able to get it done. I will show you though how I put the torque converter to the flex plate. That was easy, but I didn't know how to do it. Let me show you what I did. All right, I'm underneath the Jeep and I'm looking down towards the back. And I'm looking inside where the flex plate cover goes. I can't get my hand up in there. Let me see what I can do. All right. I can't get my hand up in there to show you what I was doing. Let me see if I can point it. Okay, this is where the flex plate cover goes, is right here. This, you see up here, that's the flex plate. You have to move the torque converter, and I couldn't get the torque converter to move, but what I did was, through here where the flex plate isn't, you can get to the torque converter, and I would just wedge a screwdriver and pry it and get it to turn. And then when the torque converter positioned itself under one of these holes on the flex plate, that's where I put the bolt, and I tighten it down, not tight yet, but finger tight. And then when you turn the motor, it turns around to the next hole, and the other holes line up, and then you put some thread, the blue thread stuff, Loctite, blue Loctite, and you do that to all four of them, and then you torque them to like 40 pounds, and then you're done. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this morning, we're gonna put the starter on, and then the flex plate.